Hey guys, my name's Curtis. Before I start talking about the mistake that every actor makes, I'm gonna just share a bit about my new vision for this channel and where I'm gonna be heading with it. And what I really found that I love to talk about is acting, because that's what I really have a passion for. Not teach about acting, but just open a discussion about topics that I really find interesting to discuss. And so, whether you're starting out or whether you're established, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to be chatting about some interesting topics that I find are things that every actor needs to be aware of. I'm not saying that I know everything, obviously. I'm just going to be sharing things that I already know. And from an actor to another actor, I feel like I'm at some point in my career where I can say that I've learned a few things, and that's the only things I'm going to teach about. I can't teach about things that I don't know yet. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. That's what I want to be doing with this channel from now on. So what I wanted to talk about today was the biggest mistake that every actor makes, including myself. So recently I went to a workshop by this teacher called Larry Moss. He's very well known, you probably know him. He's worked with like Leonardo DiCaprio, Jim Carrey, Hilary Swank. He has a book called The Intent to Live. Everyone says it's like the acting Bible. So in his workshop, every time he would address the audience, he would always say things like, "This is why I love good writing. This is why I love good plays. This is why acting and writing just come together so well." It's because when you're acting, you're not actually acting on your own. There's a purpose behind why you're standing on the stage or why you're standing in the film set. And it might seem like sometimes that it's all about you. Maybe you've got the lead role in a film or a TV series and it feels like everything's about you. But that might be wrong, and I want to suggest why I think it might be wrong. I think the biggest mistake that every actor makes is they forget to serve the story. And what I mean by that is that they're actually performing for a bigger reason than themselves, than their career. If you're thinking about your character, that's the first step to thinking away from yourself. But then if you can think about the story and where your character sits in the story, then you're not just thinking about the way you look, the way you speak, the way that your character seems, but you're actually thinking of something that is going to make you a better actor. So while you're acting, if you're thinking about yourself, and it might not even be in a selfish way, you're just concerned about how your acting is going, how your scene is looking, if you got all your lines right, if you're saying everything the perfect way, that's all great. But what's going to set you apart is if you're actually thinking about, how does my character serve in the story? For example, in The Office, I've been watching The Office a lot recently. There are some characters in The Office that aren't around or seen as much as the main, like Jim, Pam, Michael Scott. The actors that are still in the show but aren't those main 4 or 5, they know that they're not here to be the star of the show. But if they're actually thinking, how can I serve the story, then that's when you get scenes like this.
Michael?
Yes, Toby.
I need to talk to you in your office. It'll just take 2 seconds.
Literally 2 seconds? Toby is in HR, which technically means he works for corporate, so he's really not a part of our family.
Toby plays such a small role in The Office compared to all the other characters, but as an actor, Paul Lieberstein knows how to play his role. He knows that he's not as seen as the other characters, but he knows his importance, he knows his purpose, and he knows his character. And what I think he does best is to bring out the worst in Michael, obviously.
Why are you the way that you are?
Even BJ Novak, who's also a producer and writer on the show, and he plays Ryan on the show, he also agrees that Toby's such a consistent character because he plays who he's meant to play each and every time he's on the screen.
Toby Funderson is my favorite. Every time he's on screen, I just beam. I'm like, Toby! I love Toby. He's so real.
What you might not know is the actor who plays Toby, Paul Lieberstein, is also a writer, director, producer for The Office, which means he knows how important it is for each character to play their part. This is what happens when clever actors merge with great writing. It feels like they know how to serve the story and how to forget everything that they think they're needed for, and then they actually realize, wait, I'm actually on the set because it's actually the show that people are watching. They want to see the story. Everything revolves around the story. The scene you're in might be just you, but if it's good writing, then you're going to know that that scene is there for a purpose, to push the story along. So the bit that you play in this piece of work might not be the most highlighted, but you've played your part in sending the message that this story was intended to send. If you can figure out what the message the director, writer, and producer are trying to send, your work is going to be more fitted to the script, more fitted to the story. Because at the end of the day, when someone leaves a cinema, or when you leave a theater, or when you finish watching a video online, the one thing that most people remember is the story. You're actually going to be able to walk away from the set knowing that you've done your job in sending the message that the story was intended to send. So that's what this video is about. That's the big mistake that every actor makes. It's forgetting to serve the story. So if you agree, if you think that that's a big mistake that every actor makes, it might not be the biggest, but I think it's pretty big. That's why I called it the biggest. Maybe you've experienced that. Maybe you've actually forgotten to look beyond your character and see what the message that the director is trying to send, and you've forgotten to dive deeper into the story rather than just your character. If you've experienced that, then write a comment down below. I'd love to hear what your take on that is. So guys, thank you for listening to me today. We're gonna talk next time about how to memorize lines better and my way of doing that. I really appreciate that you've watched this video. I hope you guys like this kind of content and tell me what you think. If you want to connect, send me a message, send me Instagram DM. I'd love to chat with you guys and grow this channel and grow this like whole community of actors who want to dive deep into the things of acting and find out more from each other's experiences. So if that's you, send me a message. If it's not, thanks for watching this video and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.